All right, guys, we're super excited today to present to you one of the most versatile teams the world has ever seen, the Skate Everything Bustin Boards team. Let's go! Oh! Guinness Book of World Records.
Yes. Bro, how is he gonna fakey shove after the big spin? No,
Okay, well that was amazing. So as you guys noticed in that video, you might have noticed it's not just regular skateboards.
Right, yeah, we don't think of anything as a longboard or everything is a skateboard to us. It's always been that way.
Yeah, and same to you guys. Like, what's the difference? So one skateboard's longer? Okay, still a skateboard, right?
Yeah, we've always been a little confused by the labels and genres that pop up.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes, you know, I'm out there and I'm skating on a slice of pizza and people are like, that's not a skateboard, Aaron. You know?
Same.
So what's your name?
Ryan Daltrich.
And you are from?
Maryland.
Maryland. And okay, so you're gonna take us through kind of the history of all these skateboards?
Right.
Good, hit us with it.
All right, well, I grew up skating. In college, started making my own boards. Started making boards in my dad's barn. And started out with simple boards, standard boards that you're used to. After college, I moved to New York.
Yeah.
And sort of found that hard wheels were hard to skate around the city on.
Yeah.
So we started with bigger wheels.
So I gotta just stop you there for a minute. You made boards in a barn?
Yep.
How?
It was very interesting actually. I started out by soaking the boards in large vats of water to try to get them to bend. You know, this is before I understood lamination and things. Just how do I get the shape of the board?
Yeah.
And I was just kind of a project-minded guy, so it was more like just I want to figure this out.
Yeah. So, things like this, just so you know, are so fascinating to me because not everybody goes, you know what? I'm gonna try and make a skateboard in the barn. Let me soak wood and see if I can bend it.
I actually made some pretty weird shapes, which is kind of where all this started.
Yeah.
I tried to make a typical shape, ended up making weird shapes. So finally I mastered making regular shapes. Eventually started laminating boards normally.
And this is like plywood you're making it out of, or what kind of?
Plywood, yes.
Plywood,
yeah.
Literally.
So I would take...
I guess that's what a skateboard is, plywood?
Right.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm new to this.
Let's start. So eventually started making boards in my college apartment. I had a roommate who was super cool.
Yeah.
And he let me set up a whole wood shop right in our apartment.
Yeah.
Eventually started pressing the boards and then, you know, kind of got obsessed with it actually. Started selling the first boards on eBay. Yeah. And found that actually worked. So in college I think my last year I didn't have to work a job. I just sold things on eBay. Sold my boards on eBay.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Nice.
See? Anybody can start a company and be awesome.
I mean, I think of it as projects. Like I love projects. I'll always be a project person.
Same.
So
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I guess the interesting, the sort of organic thing that happened was I ended up in the process of trying to learn how to make a skateboard, making all these weird shapes.
Yeah.
And when I got to the city, you know, I needed a weird board for the city. I first definitely needed soft wheels, but eventually also realized I need shapes. I need interesting shapes that push me faster. I worked, you know, 25 blocks from my apartment. Yeah. And so I started playing with some of these old shapes I had laying around. Yeah. With our first weird thing we did, we said they're called push boards. Yeah. So how do we get the board to push smoother? How do you get like more rebound out of your push? Smoother, you know, moving through the city streets, which are rough.
So let's show some of these, and I have a lot of questions for you because of some of those things I don't even understand. So this is a standard board.
So that's standard board.
Regular, 7-ply.
Tried and true, yeah.
This is a small one for the little guy.
Right, this is Jackson's board, so this is...
he's only yay high, so he's got a yay high board. Yep. And he's got rails on there, super sick. Just standard skateboard situation. And then we move into this guy.
So it sort of evolved next to how do you put bigger wheels on a smaller skateboard?
Okay.
And we had a variety of shapes. This is an evolution of some early ones, but as you can see, it's an oversized skateboard with the unique feature being the wheel wells. So
yeah,
it's built into the mold of the board. It's hard to press, actually. It took us a while to get this right. We had a lot of boards early on that would break, delaminate right there.
Yeah.
All this stuff puts weird pressure on the boards.
Yeah.
So now all the boards have layers of fiberglass in there that
yeah, I was
keep it
gonna
all
ask
tight.
you, because that right there is fiberglass.
That actually keeps the shape intact because there's so many bends, but it also keeps it stronger because you take out so much structure right there.
So is the fiberglass only right there?
It's inside the layers.
Oh, so across the whole
so
board?
it's wood, and then on the inside there are layers of fiberglass also.
But it would be
Here.
incredibly hard to break right there.
Should be.
Should be. Yeah.
You can try it if you want to.
No, thanks. I'll break my foot. We did that before. Okay, so this board was specifically made.
So you can sort of see the evolution.
Soft wheels,
Right.
fly through the
Made
city.
in New York. How do we make it smoother, faster? How do we get bigger wheels on a skateboard that we're used to?
Yeah, it's amazing.
At the same time, the longboard thing was getting popular, so we were thinking about like, all right, people want longboards.
Yeah.
And we basically said, all right, what's another way that would make pushing more efficient? So the first thing was make the board lower, because this
Why?
motion,
Why does it make it?
Well, you know, you work your leg. I mean, if you go 50 blocks in the city pushing and you're doing this motion constantly,
Yeah.
you're working that other leg a lot harder. So
I've never thought about that before.
So we basically said,
So that takes us to this guy.
let's start with it making the board lower to
AKA
the ground.
the lowrider.
So the theory is that you're lower to the ground, you use less of your leg muscle to get a push to begin with. So
Go further.
these
on
popped
this.
up and we called them New York push boards.
Yeah.
And we got roasted, you can imagine.
Roasted?
Longboarders hated us, skateboarders hated us.
Wait, why?
I think scooter kids even hated us. Because
leave the hate in the
they
comments
said-
below.
they said, what are you doing? You're making up genres, it's not allowed.
Really?
And so of course I kind of lean into it and go, perfect. Yeah, we made up a genre because there's a purpose for it. And let's do more of it. So we made more.
Yeah.
So the second one is the.
So a bunch of people hated it and you made more.
Yeah.
Well done.
So then we get into this one, which is the Maestro, which is probably our best-selling board. There was a period where tons of people on college campuses wanted a Maestro because it really is probably the easiest one to push.
Really?
The shape is designed with what we call like a push camber.
Yeah.
So this part is where your push foot is, and it has a rebound when you're pushing.
Yeah.
And
Push camber. Like, what does that even mean? What do you mean?
so the original idea was that your push foot created the most power from the rebound. So
Rebound. So your push. I mean, there's a lot of science behind this, and I'm not getting it, and I don't think you're getting it either. So, okay. So your push.
this is the one you want to do. This one has more of it. So
it's like a bounce
kind
kind
of bounce. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a spring.
Okay.
So the spring
Okay, so I'm
rebounds to your
pushing,
pushing.
and when I push, I do a little bounce, and the board bounces itself, which makes the board propel itself.
Right.
Whoa! This is what I needed when I was in New York.
And it takes some getting used to. I mean, that's the thing. And that's the thing about something different. I mean, it's not for everyone. I think people who ride a Maestro swear by it, but it has a purpose, and it's usually about just commuting. But these two boards are basically commuters.
Yeah, the amazing level of thought and detail and just like work went into building that board. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and I think in stubbornness, and also, you know, standing in the face of a sandstorm of haters. Because
Welcome to my life.
because
Okay, then it takes us into this guy.
so now's about in the timeline where we start developing a team.
Yeah.
So, you know, very good riders start to pop up and are challenging me and the company to create boards, you know, for more of what they want to do. So downhill was one of the first big things.
Downhill.
Downhill skateboarding was kind of a new thing. I don't know. This was like 2009,
Yeah.
and downhill skateboarding was like the thing.
Really?
All the riders, you know, wanted to be downhill. So we said, all right, let's think about downhill boards. What do you guys like to ride? What would it involve? Stiffness, concave, you know, weight. And we started making downhill boards, and we make a few. This is our most popular one.
So what do you got in there? I noticed that this one has, from me just looking at it, some plies, wood plies on the bottom, and then is there a lot of carbon fiber in there?
Fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
I think in that board there's two sheets.
2 sheets. What's the difference between fiberglass and carbon fiber? That might be a dumb question,
Carbon
but let me
fiber-
ask him.
Fiberglass is actually, I think, stronger
Whoa.
because it flexes a bit. Carbon fiber is lighter and stiffer, so it's good for like stealth bombers. You need structure, but it's not going to take a lot of impact.
Okay, we're gonna talk about a few things
You got
after
it.
this.
Yep.
Okay, so fiberglass. All right, that's amazing. So this thing's a really stiff, really strong, goes down hills, and it has a nose and tail. This is what I think I see some of these guys doing crazy tricks
Yeah,
on.
so what's kind of evolved is that you get the skate everything style. So we used to make pure downhill boards.
Yeah.
And it was all about just like, the only thing you can do on this is catch it right at the top of the hill and bomb it.
Yeah.
And then that's evolved, our skate everything ideas evolved to like skaters want to ride in the park or do tricks going down the hill, or, you know, it actually looks a lot like snowboarding.
Yeah. Okay, which then evolved us into.
Recently, you know, we took on the electric thing. My thought process was I looked at the electric market growing. A lot of our riders wanted to do it.
Yeah.
They were thinking about getting a blank board or this board or that board. And I looked at the boards, we tried them, and I just couldn't get over how bad they were.
Really? The
Yeah,
electric
basically.
one specifically.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And I just said, all right, look, if we're gonna do it, here are the two criteria we should have. They
Yeah.
should skate like our boards and they should be pushable. And nothing was pushable at the time either, which I thought was odd.
That is odd.
So the first thing we did was figure out how to make the hub motors pushable and stuff. So the motors are inside the wheels here.
Okay, hold on, let me just.
Take this.
So we do
Okay,
it.
so tell me everything.
So we made the board pushable, we made it clean, and then the next big thing was make it feel like a skateboard.
Yeah.
So it needs to ride like a skateboard. It needs to have the same control we have. If someone wants to go 55 miles an hour on this, they can, because it's based after a board that was meant to go 55 miles an hour.
Mowgli did bomb the hill with that.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But the big thing too was then to make it look like a regular skateboard.
Right.
The low profile case, the non-robotic look. When I look at the other electric skateboards, I just see lunchboxes screwed to skateboards.
Yeah.
Or really expensive vacuum cleaner. And I'm like, I don't want to ride a robot. I want to ride something that looks like a skateboard. I actually really like the idea that when you ride these, people don't know if it's electric or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
That's true.
You can
I mean,
barely
this
even
thing-
tell.
This thing looks sick,
It does.
right? So this is a whole sheet of batteries, more or
From
less.
here to here,
Here to here is batteries. Wow. And then this is the
the controller,
and then
the computer.
computer batteries. So you got to explain it in like terms that I can understand. Batteries go there, the computer's there, and then this is the motor.
Motors in the wheels.
The motor's in the wheels. So this is also just kind of a little bit of a regular, so you can just push and get a regular ride on this.
Okay. It's heavy. I mean, these batteries and the motors add a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But, you know, if your battery dies, or if you just want to conserve battery, you can push it.
How fast does this thing go? Just straight up.
This one goes 30.
30? Have we ever had one that goes 30, Gabe? No.
So we have two models.
Okay, so this is the next generation?
So this one, we launched this one last year, and it did really well.
Yeah.
Sold out. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
We had, you know, a few issues with things we had to fix on the version 1, but
Yeah.
got through that and basically said, all right, wow. So let's go. What do we make next?
Let's go!
So we basically said this model, which is similar to that one, it's called the Yo Face.
Yeah. Busting your face.
That's
Not what you're trying to do on the board.
So the Yo Face was a really popular board. So by electrifying this board, we kind of took it to another level, I think, in terms of our mission to make a skateboard that feels like a skateboard electrified.
Yeah.
And this is brand new. Like
Really?
We're just starting to sell these this holiday.
This thing looks
it's kinda-
amazing.
we're gonna see what people can do, but so far people like it.
Yeah.
It's good. You know, you can ollie up a curb. You can go in the skate park. The range is a little less because you can't put as big of a battery in there.
Yeah. Does this still go 30?
This one will go 25.
Okay.
25.
25.
I don't think you should go 30 on.
So this one looks more like my very first skateboard ever was kind of this shape. We called them fish boards and had kind of like a flat tail and then like a more pointed nose. And yeah, this one is really, really awesome. I would definitely rock this guy. So, okay, how long have you been doing this for?
The electric board?
The whole thing, everything.
2001 is when I started making boards.
So about 18 years.
Yep.
So did you ever think that you were gonna dip some plywood into, I don't even know, a giant plastic bin in a barn and then end up with this?
No, actually.
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, that's when the electric thing came along and all this electric technology starts popping up and the batteries are getting so good and they last so long.
Yeah.
You know, I had to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
and what happens is it's more like snowboarding than skateboarding.
yeah,
So the last thing I think the controller is worth talking about for a minute.
yeah.
We, again, looked at all the other controllers that are out there. Everything sort of looked like, I don't know, cell phone or something.
Yeah.
And I just thought about let's think about the design of the controller.
Yeah.
So the one thing we wanted to include was your data on the controller. So it tells you your speed, your battery life, your board battery, your odometer, how many miles you've gone, what gear you're in, there's 4 speeds. All this stuff is on this thing.
Wow.
But you needed to be able to see that. So we designed the remote basically so that to get access to this while you're riding the most natural way, you just throw a shaka. And then we called it the shaka mode. Shaka mode.
Shaka mode.
And sort of silly, but I think we were just thinking through like what because when you're skating, you don't want to go
Yeah.
check your thing.
Yeah.
So if you just do this, it's like the most natural.
I get it. You're like riding and then you're like,
Unless you're left-handed, then
good luck.
You got to do some contortion stuff. But this has actually been something I'm proud of too, because this remote's clean, it's different looking,
Yeah.
and it has like a real design behind it. And
That's awesome.
it feels sort of natural, and again, it kind of looks like you're not riding an electric skateboard. You don't see it necessarily.
Yeah.
So that's the point.
Isn't that cool, Gabe?
It is.
I mean, Gabe is a connoisseur of electric boards.
You haven't ridden it yet, so
Yeah, I can't even
I have
say.
nothing but good things to say about it.
Okay, and then
Thanks.
what do we got here?
So our newest product is this bag. We call it the Skate Everything bag.
Has this
So-
even been out ever?
We just released it.
Wow.
Pre-sales are happening now, and
Skate
we're gonna.
everything bag. Sorry to cut you off. I
Yeah.
just had to throw it in there.
So the idea is that it carries any kind of board. So the electric skateboards sort of pose a unique challenge in terms of carrying them around. They're heavy,
Yeah.
and you can't throw them in a typical skate bag. They're too heavy.
Yeah.
They're flopping around. So we designed this bag so that the interior compartment holds the electric board. We used all metal buckles and things because we wanted it to be strong enough because it carry a lot in this bag.
Whoa.
So the interior compartment will carry the electric board. Then we added, if you don't want to do the electric board, or if you want to do 2 boards, you can use the exterior skate traps. Which
Okay,
are
regular
typical.
one.
But what we discovered that I think was the coolest thing in the process of doing it was that this compartment holds a snowboard.
A snowboard, you guys, a snowboard.
So we stumbled upon it, and then we kind of refined it. Throw a snowboard in there, fits between your bindings unless you're very, very small.
Yeah.
And you can carry your snowboard a lot easier than most bags. So the point is that you can carry any board you want. You can carry 2 boards. You can carry a snowboard. You can carry a snowboard or a skateboard. You can carry an electric board and a standard board. You can carry 2 electric boards. You can carry, the bag is just sort of meant to be versatile.
It's amazing.
And the other big thing is that it's just a simple bag that expands up to carry a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's actually 30 liters folded. Wow. So it's something like 37 liters at the max. So if you do it like this,
Wow.
you can fit it. So, I traveled out here for 1 week, and I only brought this bag with all my computer equipment, clothes.
Wow.
Because it expanded out so much. So the point is, skate everything.
Please, guys, just skateboard and have fun. Come on. Well, incredible story. Thank you for sharing all of this knowledge with us. I learned a lot. I hope you guys learned a lot too. That's what we want to do here, is teach you guys, and hopefully everybody got something out of this video and got to see some amazing, incredible tricks. Leave it in the comments below. Which trick was your favorite trick, and would you do that? Would you ever attempt that in your life? Because I wouldn't. I'm leaving my own comment in the comments below.
Thanks.
Definitely go to bustinboards.com. The link will be in the description below, and check out their Instagram, all their social media. Give them a follow and check out all of the amazing, incredible things they are going to do in the future.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
You're the
thank
man.
you. Thanks for coming out. Check out all those videos right there. Subscribe, like, leave a comment below. And you, yes you, even you, can learn how to ride a skateboard, no matter what that skateboard is. Even if it's not a skateboard, put trucks on it and wheels and ride it and learn to skateboard.